Hello guys, Janice here from Tarot Reading London. Lovely to see you. It's time for February 2023 energy update. So as is my practice, I take 4 cards every month to guide us through the month of the energy ahead. And we have been going through a bit of a sticky period, haven't we? There's absolutely no doubt about that. And every time I've done one of these readings, I feel a little bit apprehensive as to the news I'm going to be giving you next, because it just seems to have been moving so slowly. But good news is things do seem to be shifting. I was quite relieved when I took the cards for us this month to see that there's been definite progress, which is great, and also very much in tune with the fact we're moving into February and things are starting to move into setting up for spring, which is really, really lovely. So the green shoots are just starting to appear on the trees when I'm out on my dog walk with Flynn in the morning, which is lovely to see. Bulbs are starting to poke their heads out, and all is looking good. So what cards do I have for you this month? So the overarching energy for February, we have the Chariot. And again, a really good, strong, energetic card. The Chariot is all about setting destinations, using our will and our passion and our determination to move towards a future orientated goal. Well, using our will anyway in life. So it's quite proactive. There's nothing of the shrinking violet around the Chariot. It's basically drive, drive, drive. So when we think about the energy from last month, which was the 9 of Wands, again, it has that wary, rather tired, apprehensive kind of energy, like, oh my God, what's next? What do we need to prepare for next? There's this little bit of like, we better be careful because we don't know what's coming. And that's been the case for so long. But it looks like that energy is clearing out. The Chariot asks you to decide where it is you want to head to. So now is the time to be making those plans, to be looking ahead and saying, what are my big picture goals? What is it I actually want to make happen in my life? What is my next phase going to be? It's really awesome. And if we look at the card, we can see we're placed in the position of the driver of a car. We are literally handed the wheel and said, okay, you can drive now, which is great. When we look at the card, we can see all of the energy moving forward into this sort of, forward trajectory, and we can see a little glow on the horizon. So we're very clearly not there yet. And we don't really have a clear idea of where it is we're heading, but that's the point. We need to get a clear idea of where we're heading. We can see that the rear view mirror on the card is dark. There's nothing shown in it at all because we're not looking back. We're not looking at what's gone before. We're not staying in the past. We're moving forward now. Time to go. And of course, we also see signs pointing every which way, either side of the road, which tells you it's going to be really important not to get distracted. Now, one of the big things about the Chariot card is its idea of will in motion, and that will is very much tied up with the idea of controlling our emotions. Now, I'm big on the idea of emotions versus feelings, because emotions are very reactive. They're a very uncontrollable force, and they can be incredibly distracting. Feeling, however, is different. How you feel about something at its core level is not nearly as reactive. It's a core thing within you. It may be overlaid by emotions, but if we can strip those reactive emotions out of the way, we can say, okay, at the heart of things, I feel this. And that is what drives the chariot. That feeling is connected with our intuition. It's all part of our navigation system. So we've got to lock in to what we really want, what our intuition is telling us is right. How do we feel about this? Not our emotions. And that will help us set the goal. That will help us know where we want to head to, and not to be distracted by other people's agenda or different projects or different things which may just come in and disturb that focus. So really important that you don't get distracted this month, that you actually lock in to what it is you actually want. This is a very, very strong card, and it's great. It's an all systems go card. And the next card that I've chosen, what we should be guided by, what we should embrace for the best effect. Oh my God, it couldn't be a better card. The Eight of Wands. Look at the similarity between these two cards. The Eight of Wands is all systems go. It's energy building. It tells you that the energy is now moving in a direction, and there is a power behind it. So there is a building energy. Things are picking up speed. And if we look, and speed is a big part of this card. So if we look at the red lines on the card, which are just energy in motion, we can team that up with the chariot, where we can see on the road ahead, energy in motion. So what's going to serve us best this month is to get that energy moving, to get ourselves moving, and to ride this wave of much more positive, much more proactive energy that we seem to be moving into. So that's great. There is a really strong hurry up message to the Eight of Wands. Now, whether that means this energy is short-lived, or whether that means it's just an incentive for you to, clear away all these cobwebs and this sludge from the energy that we've been walking through and make the most of it, we don't know yet. But nevertheless, it is a call to action. It's a very powerful call to action, which is great. What's in our way? What will make this more difficult? The Ace of Swords. Now, aces in tarot are always it's the quintessential part of the energy, and swords in tarot is talking about our mind. So the Ace of Swords is asking us to have one thought to solve our problem, one bit of insight that is different from the other thoughts we've been having. It's an invitation to think differently, and we only need one thought. We only need to have one different thought to give us that insight, to give us that, actually, okay, we could do that. That is really, really important, and that might be the challenge this month. When we've been moving through this sludgy, stodgy energy that we've been going through, we can get really entrenched in ways of thinking, and we can get really tired energetically, emotionally, and mentally, until it just seems that we're just literally just going through the motions. So the idea that we could think differently now might be a bit of a challenge. Nevertheless, that's what we're going to have to do, because we're going to have to shift our energy to make the most of this new energetic surge, which is what we've all been waiting for after all. So if you can, look at whatever challenges you have, look at whatever is going on for you that you might be seeing as roadblocks or in your way or whatever, and try and step back and get a bit of evidential insight. So look at the evidence and go, okay, these are the facts. What do I want? How am I going to solve it? One thought. What is the first thing I have to do to get through this stuff? And it has to be proactive and it has to be positive. And you have to do it. So that's going to be really important. And that is going to be the biggest challenge this next month. Not just for you, for me, for all of us. Okay. So, what's the message from the Spirit? The message from the Spirit is the Six of Swords. Now that's interesting because that was our challenge last month. That was the thing that was making things so difficult last month, the Six of Swords, because we were on a very slow moving journey. The Six of Swords as a card shows us people in a boat traveling across an ocean to a distant destination. Now, all of that is very symbolic. The people in the boat are us, you, traveling through on our path, but we're floating on an emotional landscape. Water in tarot is always about emotion. And it feels like it's going slowly. So whatever the difficulties there have historically been, we're still dealing with that. We're still moving through it. We are still in process. The card's called transition. So we're on a process that's taking a long time, and there is some emotional stuff in the mix which we're having to move through. We know that. That was our challenge last month. The message from Spirit this month is saying that when we look again at the card and we see that the process is still ongoing to an extent, but now we have to get a clearer idea of the destination. Up till now, we've been going, well, where is all this heading? We hope it's heading somewhere, right? Now we have to get a handle on what we're going to do when we get there. What do we want our destination to be? That's the Chariot. So looking at this, it's the lovely part of the Six of Swords tells us that when we get to that destination, which we are going to now set, we are going to be able to step out of the boat and leave those challenges behind. The challenges that we've been going through, the difficulties we've been carrying with us, the challenges that have been weighing us down, we're going to be able to step out of the boat and leave them behind. And that's really good news. It is indeed a process which is in action, and we are getting ever closer to that shore. So now we need to start making preparations for exactly where we're heading and what our plans are when we get there. So all good news, I think. It does look like there is light at the end of the tunnel, which isn't, as it appears to have been in the past, the light of an oncoming train. It doesn't look like that's the case. It does look like we're looking at the end of the tunnel and that we're coming into a much more sort of yang period after this receptive yin period that we've been in for so long. Now, I'm really hoping this is going to be a longer period and not too short-lived, but we do need to make the best of it. We need to make hay while we've got a prevailing breeze that is pushing us on that journey. That's how it looks. If we're in a boat, that Eight of Wands energy is going to be pushing us faster. We've got the wind behind us. We can make use of this energy in really positive ways. So that's really good and positive news, I think. And I hope you have enjoyed this reading. I always enjoy doing them, and I will see you for a reading in the month if you wish to have one, if it's useful to you. If not, I hope the month goes really well for you and all is moving in the right direction. Remember that Chariot card. Take the wheel, drive forward, and know where you're heading. So I will say goodbye, and in the meantime, have a lovely month. and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.